In this video, each and every point is very essential. If you skip this session, you will learn a half-cooked lesson, which is more harmful as a leader. So, we request you to watch this session till end, and do not skip any part of it. Please subscribe our channel and never miss an update from us. In this session we will learn how to apply the Fiedler contingency model. Step 1. Identify your leadership style. Think about the person who you've least enjoyed working with, either now or in the past. Rate your experience with this person. This is how you will rate the person. Here we will rate each and every parameters in least preferred co-worker scale. This is an 8-point long scale. Here, I put my rating as 6 in case of friendly or unfriendly parameter. Likewise, I put 7, 5, 1, 3 for pleasant or unpleasant, rejecting or accepting, tensed or relaxed, and cold or warm. In the same manner, we have to put marks on these parameters. There are total 16 parameters in the scale. We have to rate this scale very carefully. Now, add all scores. Here, my score is 74. It is a 16 parameter, 8-point scale. So, highest summated value of the scale is 128, and the summated midpoint is 64. So, any value greater than 64 will be treated as high score. According to this model, a higher score means that you're naturally relationship focused, and a lower score means that you're naturally task focused. We have learned from the previous lesson that the second step is to identify your situation. To understand your situation, you have to answer the questions. Are leader-member relations good or poor? Is the task you're doing structured, or is it more unstructured? Or do you have little experience of solving similar problems? Do you have strong or weak power over your team? This is step number 3. Here we will determine the most effective leadership style. Now, I show you the breakdown of all of the factors we've covered: leader-member relations, task structure, and leader's position power. The final column identifies the type of leader that Fiedler believed would be most effective in each situation. Suppose, in a particular situation you have identified that the relationship with the subordinate is good, the task you are doing is structured, and you have strong positional power. In this situation, low LPC leader will be the most effective leader. Now we will focus another case. For instance, imagine that you've just started working at a new company, replacing a much-loved leader who recently retired. You're leading a team who views you with distrust, so your leader-member relations are poor. The task you're all doing together is well defined, that is structured, and your position of power is high because you're the boss, and you're able to offer a reward or punishments to the group. The most effective leader in this situation would be high LPC, that is, a leader who can focus on building relationships first. This is another situation. Imagine that you're leading a team who likes and respects you, so your leader-member relations are good. The project you're working on together is highly creative, that is unstructured, and your position of power is high since, again, you're in a management position of strength. In this situation, a task-focused leadership style would be most effective. Means low LPC leader will perform well. This graph is very much interesting graph which describes the model in a fantastic manner. This axis shows the favorableness of the situation, and this axis shows the performance of the leader. This row shows the leader-member relationship. This is for task structure, and this is for leader position power. This line describes the performance of task-motivated leader, that is, low LPC leader. This blue line signifies the performance of relationship-motivated leader, that is, high LPC leader. Now see, when leader-member relationship is good, task structure is high, and positional power is strong, the task-motivated leader, that is low LPC leader, will perform well. Likewise, when leader-member relationship is good, task structure is low, and leader's positional power is weak, high LPC leader will perform well. Now we will see few examples of this model. In this example, we're going to imagine that you have been newly appointed the manager of a pizza delivery restaurant. In this scenario we might expect the following situational factors. Trust will be low. This is because You are new to the job, so your team won't trust you. Secondly, staff turnover is high, so it's going to be difficult to build strong relationships. Here, task structure is high. This is because there are extremely clear operating procedures to follow, covering everything from how to make each pizza to how to welcome customers to the restaurant. In this situation, position power is high. You have the ability to hire and fire and reward and punish as is required. According to Fiedler's contingency theory of leadership, and using the table, a relationship-oriented leader is best suited to this type of role. This is another example of software development manager. In this example, we're going to imagine that you've just been promoted to be the manager of a software development team you've been working in for 40 years. In this scenario, the situational factors might look something like this. Trust will be high. You've already worked with the team for 2 years, know each of the team members well, and they trust you. Task structure is high. Even though software development is complex, task structure is high as the team knows what they have to do each week. Position power is low. Although you've been promoted to manage the team's day-to-day work, you are not responsible for line managing any of them. Thus, you don't hold much formal authority over any of them. According to Fiedler's contingency theory of leadership, and using our table above, a task-oriented leader is best suited to this type of role. There are some criticisms of the Fiedler contingency model. One of the biggest is lack of flexibility. Fiedler believed that, because our natural leadership style is fixed, the most effective way to handle situations is to change the leader. He didn't allow for flexibility in leaders. For instance, if a loyal leader is in charge of a group with good relations and doing unstructured tasks, and he or she has a weak position, that is the fourth situation, then, according to the model, the best solution is to replace him or her with a high-up leader, instead of asking her to use a different leadership style. There is also an issue with the least preferred co-worker scale. If you fall near the middle of the scoring range, then it could be unclear which style of leader you are. It's also perfectly possible that your least preferred co-worker is a genuinely confused, unpleasant or evil person. If you are unfortunate enough to have encountered such a person just once in your career, then you might always be categorized as a loyal leader, however people-oriented you actually are. Now we will focus on advantages and disadvantages of this model. The advantages of Fiedler's contingency theory of leadership are: it provides a simple rule of thumb for identifying which leaders are best for which situations. Unlike many other leadership theories, it takes the situation into account in determining the effectiveness of a leader. Both the LPC and the situational factors are easy to measure. The disadvantages of Fiedler's contingency of leadership are: it's not flexible at all. If your leadership style doesn't match the situation, that's it. Game over. You need to be replaced. There is nothing you can do to change the situation. The LPC scale is subjective, and so it's possible to incorrectly assess your own leadership style. If you happen to fall in the middle of the LPC scale, then there is no guidance as to which kind of leader you might be. Now at the end, we believe that transformational leadership is the best leadership style in most situations. However, other leadership styles are sometimes necessary. In the next session we will learn cognitive resource theory of leadership.
If you like our video and want to get more video on management, please subscribe our channel and share this with your peer groups. You are also invited to our Facebook group. If you are a manager, inspiring business leader, management trainer, practitioner, entrepreneur, student, please subscribe our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group. The name of our Facebook group is Prabix Management Academy. Please subscribe and join us. Cheers.